Welcome to Advanced Vedic Mathematics course. Today we are entering phase 2. First phase, week 1 to week 7. Lessons 1 to 49. Phase 2, will be week 8 to week 10. During these 3 weeks, we shall be focusing upon Purushatam Yog, Purushatam Yog is the enlightenment of chapter 15 of Geeta text. Purushatam formulation is of TC value 49, while Yog is of value 12. Together it makes it 61, and it is of the value 30 and 31. 31, it is full unit hypercube 8, and it is half unit hypercube 8. This value h8 and small h8 is 8 space as origin of 7 space. This way will help us appreciate that we are, with respect to the 7 space, which plays the role of an origin of Sun, Surya, it is Dhruv pole star. 7 space we know as origin results into the flow of 7 streams of the transcendental content, and this transcendental content enters the creator's space, creative dimension of 6 space, through its 8 cosmic windows, and this inflow through 8 cosmic windows results into a transcendental seal at the origin of 4 space, and it is this transcendental seal, because of a churning at the transcendental seat swastik pada, a 4-dimensional frame of 4 spatial dimensions, and because of it, the transcendental origin results into a visport of northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, and it is this churning which takes to the self-referral origin of five space itself, and as a result there happens a reversal, and this content, transcendental content, flows back into orb of the sun, from where it takes to its space with nine space as an origin. It is this phenomenon which is the core phenomenon which is to be appreciated, understood, comprehended, and for it we will be reaching chapter 15. Number 15 we know is equal to 2 multiplied by 7 plus 1. It is parallel with 15 geometries of 7 space. Further, value 15 is the summation value of hypercube 4 half unit. Chapter 15 is a scripture of 20 shlokas. There are 20 shlokas. Shlok itself is of TC value 14, which is hypercube 4, and 20 is the D7 value, means 7, 5, 5 and 4. 20 also is equal to the TC value of a Ved. These features, as these are, helping us to see how big, very rich organization features are awaiting for us in this yoga. So Purushatam Yog is a big enlightenment. As we have seen, it is 61, 30 and 31, H8 and small h8 as 8 space origin of a 7 space. In a way, we are transcending our solar universe and are reaching in the 7 space. And the phenomenon of 7 space is ultimately to take us in the reverse orientation, and it is here where we will be reaching 8 space. We also know that 8 space as H8 is taking us to the Agni Cone, the northeast direction. It is here, in the northeast direction, they reach, and 49 itself as 7 square is going to be a transcendence from 6 cross 8 grid. In a way, we are having 48 double unit digits of 7 place value system, and 49 is going to be the 10 place value for the first triple digit number of a 7 place value. And the difference between 2 as 51 will further help us appreciate it is going to be the trimonad of the northern hemisphere. These are the initial features, and we have to be parallel with this yoga, which is a knowledge domain, and this knowledge domain is a domain which is of organization format of a 8-dimensional frame. See, to have an appreciation of this scripture, we have to begin with 8 directional frame. An 8 directional frame, as we have seen, that it is of the manifestation values, which of summation value to 22. These are total values are 222. Second feature of this domain is that at the center, the Kendra, there is a Kendra. This Kendra, we know for plane, it is going to be a cube. And ahead, for a cube, we know the origin of a cube is going to be a 4 space. And the origin of 4 space is a 5 space. This origin is 5 space. And the origin of 5 space is a 6 space. And then origin of 6 space is a 7 space. And it is a step ahead that the origin of 7 space is going to be an 8 space. So it is the origin of 7 space which is going to be 8 space. It is going to be H8 and small h8, making it 61. See, this yoke will sequentially take us to, if we begin with a 0 space, its origin is 1 space. If we have 1 space, origin is 2 space. 2 space has origin 3, 3 has 4, 4 has 5, 5 has 6, 6 has 7, and 7 has 8. This is the organization format. These features of organization format are to be appreciated. Now, see, here we had seen it is going to be H8 and small h8 of value 61. Here will be H7 and small h7 and value will be 53. It is the difference of value 8 at each step. And 8 is the value of Akash, is space. So we shall sit comfortably and comprehend this feature that origin's values are sequentially being reduced by 8. So here is 45, then 37, it would be 29, 21, 13, and 5, and ahead will be -3. So this organization which is there, it is in the form of a Sankhya Yoga and the yoga both. It is going to be the integrated format. So the approach for being parallel with the organization systems of a Purushatam Yoga would mean that we will take the text, chapter 15 text in before us. As it is a letters text, it will be translated into numbers text. And then at next step, from numbers text, there will be reach at a Sthapatya. And it is the Sthapatya which will be taking us to the space content, then full unit bodies and half unit bodies. This way, when we will be appreciating the text, so take the text of chapter 15. This is a scripture of 20 shlokas and text with the general format is going to be, as we have seen, the flow will be upon the components of soul syllable Om, and at the end there will be a reach at the Pushpika, and here the Pushpika of chapter 15 is of value 49, which is parallel with the TC value of Purushatam. It is this feature will help us appreciate as that the end reach here in this chapter as Purushatam Yog is parallel with the value of the total syllables of a Pushpika. This, as it is, would mean that we have to have comprehension of this chapter or this yoga in sequential 20 steps. That is why we are taking it that this phase 2, which is to bring us parallel with the Purushatam Yog, is going to be a 3 weeks chase, week 8 to 10 and 21 lessons. Today is the first lesson. In this first lesson of phase 2, lesson 1, which in continuity is lesson 50. This lesson 1 is taking us to the text, and its translation is going to be numbers, then it is going to be in Sthapatya. Ahead we will be going to a space content and the manifestation of the space content as a full unit and as half unit bodies. The format is going to be that it will be an 8-directional frame which is having values 21 for the east. At the spatial order creators the space, the origin is 5 space. 5 space is a body which has a creative boundary. The creative boundary of 5 space is of 10 components. A raised to power 5 is to 10, B raised to power 4. The content from the sun, as Surya, will have inflow in the creator's space, and when it will be flowing in, it will be manifesting at the creative boundary. Creative boundary is now of a 10 components. 6 space as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, summation value 21 is a Purv, is an east. Therefore, the entry through the eastern cosmic window will be 21 within each of the creative boundary component, and there are 10 such windows. It will make 210. Let us have a pause here and let us revisit and glimpse, imbibe, and comprehend what is happening. We are having a creator's space. This creator's space is having a transcendental seal, origin. Transcendental origin is having a creative boundary. This creative boundary is of 10 components. The inflow from the east Purva window